Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Hartford Whalers Throwback franchise mode here in NHL 22. So today's episode is going to be the final off-season, so we're going to get free agency done as well in this episode, as well as the draft and re-sign stage. And we're going to try and get ourselves a team that's set up and ready to go for another Stanley Cup run. Obviously, in last episode, we won our first Stanley Cup, which is nice considering we are very close to the end of NHL 22. Like, literally after this episode, we will be doing an entire season simulation episode, and then we'll be doing an entire playoff simulation episode to see if we could get another Stanley Cup win or not. But, so this might be a bit of a longer episode, so let's hop right into the draft right away and waste no time, because we don't want this episode to be too long for you guys here, so coming off a Stanley Cup win, obviously we should have pick number 32 in the draft, I would assume. Yeah, we still have pick 32 because we didn't trade that away, which is nice. So let's see what we can get in this draft, and I don't think we're going to be getting a player that's going to actually get the plane this year, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it's still a piece that like the team in the future would technically be able to build around and all that type of thing. So let's actually take a quick look at the draft class to see what's supposed to go around our spot at 32. And yeah, then we'll see what the AIs take with the first top 5 picks. So looks like there is, yeah, not really a whole lot around our spot anyways. Like, we might be getting a guaranteed top 9. At least this guy probably would make the NHL, but yeah, we're probably getting like a top 9 forward, or we might end up just going off the board and going, oh yeah, with this guy. This guy's 1 year out, so Ola Holmstrom more than likely will be our first round pick. Because if he's 1 year out and he's not even a first rounder, that might be interesting. So we'll probably end up taking him unless he goes early. So yeah, let's get into this and see this top 5 drafts. So Sweden has first, Florida, Tampa, Germany, and then the New York Islanders. So at number 1, the Sweden team is going to take Daniel Sedin. So that's kind of cool to see Daniel Sedin going to Sweden. There you go, 81 high elite. He goes first overall before his brother. There's a look at his stats just in case you guys want to see, because this draft is the last draft that would have players I actually made for. So there you go, Daniel Sedin. Florida at number 2 is going to take Henrik, so 1 and 2. So either one of them could have gone first overall. That's kind of cool that Daniel went before Henrik, though, because I think that was the case in real life. So Henrik looks like this. Daniel looks pretty similar, I think, in a sense. Like, they should look pretty identical in terms of attributes. Maybe a little bit different. Like, Henrik Sedin is a little bit worse in terms of deking, it looks like. Like, it's kind of interesting to see how they grew. Yeah, they're pretty similar players, so it'd be interesting to see who has the better rookie season out of the two of them. Tampa Bay at number 3 is going to take Gibson, who's an EA-generated guy. That's an 84 medium elite, so since he had worse potential, he goes afterwards. This guy should have technically been the first overall pick. Chris Gibson looks like a pretty damn good player out of the draft, so Tampa Bay just got an absolute steal there at number 3. Germany at number 4 is going to take Duffy, who's also an 84 medium elite sniper. Jeez. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting back-to-back 84s. Like, if we didn't add anything to this draft class, still 2 84s in the first 2 picks would be nuts. Damn. And then the Islanders at number 5 are going to take Sundstrom, who's an 80 overall two-way defenseman. So, with X factors. So, yeah, pretty good top 5 of the draft. A lot of EA generated guys, but Henrik and Daniel Sedin going first and second, then the 284s and then a defender. So let's into our pick and see how good that Holmstrom guy is if we get the chance to get him, which we should be able to. But let's take a look at what went before our pick quickly. There's a low-late 78 overall two-way defenseman. That's really nice. Great pick up there for Washington. Shannon Turner. He's definitely going to help out that defensive core a bit. A high starter went, oh, that's Ryan Miller, that's why. It's one I made, 72. I didn't give him any X factors. I thought I gave him X factors. That's weird. Huh. That might be bugged, because I thought I gave him X factors considering he's Ryan Miller, but oh well. Medium elite two-way defender Bakos goes to Russia. Medium elite there, and Kirka goes to Montreal. Looks like a pretty good first round, actually, in terms of like overall ratings and stuff like that. There's another medium elite in Dansk and an Eberle. Damn, yeah, a very solid first round of the draft. So yeah, we're going to go off the board a little bit here. More than likely, unless Smiles. No, he doesn't look intriguing. We're going to go with Ola Holmstrom here. Right wing / center, so he might actually get a chance to play in our AHL team right away. We probably will sign him to our AHL team right away, just because might as well get him into the lineup. So Ola Holmstrom will welcome aboard. And he is going to be How is his overall? I'm going to guess like a 76. Let's see what he is. It is going to be a 74 overall right wing playmaker, medium top 6. Not too bad. 74 is decent enough. Good enough to play in the AHL. There's his stats in case you guys wanted to see. We won't get to see him play in the NHL, but we will get him into the AHL lineup as soon as possible. So there is our first pick, and the rest of this probably doesn't matter too much, but Shrimp looks kind of intriguing. He is a bit of a smaller guy, but 5'8", 161, has good goal scoring ability. I think we might go with him. Yeah, because Gauthier is 5 years out, so yeah, I'm going to go with Kent Shrimp here. I don't know what country that is. I think it's Hungary. Yeah, I think it's Hungary. Let's take him. Why not? And Shrimp is... I hate that it just automatically goes to the next round right away. I want to see what my pick is first before having to go back. 65, low top 6. That's actually pretty good. And he's a sniper. Solid shooting category out of the gate. Good skating, obviously, because he's a smaller guy. Not bad. We'll probably end up signing a lot of these guys that we draft to AHL contracts so they could play right away. And that way you guys can at least see some of them play a little bit, in a sense. 4 years out for that guy. That's kind of intriguing. He's a guaranteed top 9 at Sanders. 4 years as well, and he's only 17. Who do I go with? Sanders or Reich? Reich's not guaranteed, but he looks like he has some good offensive capabilities. Sanders looks a little bit weaker, but he is listed with no weakness. But it looks like Reich would probably be the better of the two. You know, let's go with another smaller guy in Quinn Reich. See how good he is. He is a 61, medium top 9. Not bad. We actually do have 2 picks in this round. Forgot about that. I don't remember where we got the other third rounder from. So Czech Republic is going to take Zuzin, which means we will get both top 9s in this draft, which is good. So let's take Sanders as well. And of course I have to go back and see which one was the better of the two of them. It looks like Sanders was the better of the two of them, but one's a playmaker, one's a two-way forward. So there you go. Pretty solid draft so far. Our next pick is at 99. Why do we have picks in every round still? Should have traded some of these guys away. Low top 4, 3 years out. Lebda's got good shooting categories for centerman. Well, let's go with the Lebda, why not? He is a 63, low top 6. Next pick. Still in the 4th round. Yeah, we have a lot of prospects that we're drafting in this one. Let's just go with Nemechek. I don't really care too much about this draft since a lot of these guys aren't going to play a lot in the NHL, but it's still kind of intriguing to see what we're able to pick up with this draft to build up that prospect pool. There's another guaranteed top 9 we just drafted. Pretty decent. Let's go to 160. We are getting closer to the end of the draft. I want to get to the re-sign stage, and like I said, free agency is also in this episode, just because this is the last off season. Let's get ourselves a goalie prospect in Vandermeer, because might as well just get some more stuff into the system. 54 overall, so probably not that great, but there is Zane. That's the first time I've seen Zane as an EA-generated name, I think, which is interesting. 6th rounder now. Now we just get into like bottom 6 forwards, which is not really much of anything. Maybe Jorgen Lundin. Yeah, let's go with Lundin. Why not? The other guy had character issues, so I didn't want to take him, because character issues are not a great thing to have on a team. 54 sniper, bottom 6, probably an AHLer at best. And our that's it. That's our last pick of the draft. We didn't have a 7th rounder. I forgot we traded the 7th rounder away, I think. So we got Holmstrom, Shrimp, Reich, Sanders, Lebda, Nemechek, Vandermeer, and Lundin. So a lot of top 9s and stuff like that. But I think that does help build up our prospect pool a bit, which is nice. Let's get to this re-sign stage now. And let's try and re-sign our AHL head coach and stuff like that, just because might as well. Let's give him a little bit more money, because why not? Because we're a friendly guy and we like giving money. Yeah, let's just do that. Why not? Okay, and we got to assign back a lot of our scouts. Let's see, which ones do we got to resign? Russia. I don't really care if these guys' scouts aren't that great, because we do not have another draft in this franchise mode series till we start up one in NHL 23. If you guys didn't check the channel update video out the other day, make sure to go check that out. I do have a straw poll linked in that description, and you guys could go vote on what you guys want me to do for the first franchise mode of NHL 23. Currently, as I'm recording this, Chicago is winning, so it looks like we are going to be rebuilding in Chicago, likely, unless a lot of other votes go to like Winnipeg and all that type of thing. So very excited for NHL 23 franchise mode, especially for my roster build purposes. But okay, so that is good. Let's get to this re-sign stage, and we'll probably just bring back mostly everybody on this team that's expiring. Let's just qualify King, because why not? Let's sign some of these AHL guys that we just drafted, like Holmstrom especially. We'll also sign Shrimp, I think. Yeah, we'll probably also sign Shrimp since he's AHL eligible. I'm trying to think who else we want to sign. Garrison's not ready yet, really. Lebda can play in the AHL already as well. He's got good shooting. Philip Sanders is decent-ish too. What about Reich? I will sign these other two guys at least for the AHL. And then, yeah, everybody else won't get signed. And then we won't sign those goalies. There's no RFA goalies, right? Yep. UFA-wise, the UFAs is where it matters most right now. So let's bring back Keith Primo. Just give him what he wants since we don't have a cap where we need to worry about. And we'll do the same with Glenn Wesley because we don't really care about the cap. Chason we'll bring back as well. We're just going to pretty much bring back everybody on this team. We might let go of a couple players, though. Let's go to the bottom of this list, though, quickly. And we'll let go a couple AHL players as well, just to free up a couple roster spots. But we do want this AHL team to be decent-ish still. So we'll do that. Oh, one-way deal for Leskinen? No, thank you. Grimson, we will give you also a contract since you want a two-way deal, and I like having my enforcer around just in case. Manderville should be relatively cheap. Yeah, we'll just sign you up. Haller wasn't really playing a lot last season, I think. Yeah, because Bouchard, Gudiniak, and him are just kind of battling it out. So Bouchard's going to get re-signed for sure. Gudiniak might be a better depth option. Who's the best defensive player? 86 and 85. 3.5 star. 3.5 star. Doesn't really matter which one I keep. They're both defensively minded. Haller's a little bit younger. Yeah, you know what? We'll bring back Haller. Maybe if... Actually, who wants less money? Damn, both of them want right around the same amount. Actually, let's just go with Gudiniak. And I am going to let go probably of Haller. Just because we need to let go of one of them at least. I am going to maybe let go of Kravchuk. He seems to be dropping off a lot. And how was he last season with us? I mean, actually, his plus minus and stats were pretty solid. So maybe I'll actually bring him back for a year. Why not? Let's do a one-year deal. I just want to keep most of this team together again because maybe they'll get us another Stanley Cup win. Who knows? Robert Cron, 1 year as well. Just give all these guys one-year deals just to play out the rest of this franchise mode pretty much. Yeah, let's do that. Magnus Arvidsson. Yeah, a lot of these guys are dropping off, but it's okay. Because I don't know if we're going to win another Stanley Cup, but it might as well keep the roster the exact same pretty much. Just give all these guys one-year deals. And hopefully they all accept. Oh yeah, Sean Burke. We'll sign him up definitely to what he wants. Corey Hirsch is going to be our new backup, which I think means I'm going to let go of Mazzotti just because might as well. And then that's going to leave us with who for goalies? Burke, Jaguar, then Hirsch is the third string goalie. He's going to be playing in the AHL likely. And then we got Tikhonov, which means I do need to sign another AHL goalie. Unless actually we would do Hirsch and Tikhonov in the AHL probably. Yeah. Maybe I should sign one of these guys just in case. Like Jack Lowe. Yeah, let's just sign Jack Lowe as another option in case. There we go. Now we just need to see if all those guys accept, which most of them should, considering we just came off a Stanley Cup win. I don't know if I'm going to really add much in free agency, to be honest, though. But we'll see if there is anything intriguing in free agency to bring in to help this team win a Stanley Cup again, considering last year we brought in Brett Hull and he helped us win a Stanley Cup, so. But our team is getting pretty old, so I wouldn't expect us to win another Stanley Cup, but you never really know. Let's see if there was any rejections in there. I think there was a couple of them. Yep, a couple of them. Let's get Bouchard back again. Give him a little bit more than he's asking for. Wait, did I want to get Haller back? No, I didn't. That was Manderville that we wanted to give a little bit more to. That's the nice thing about not having cap on, is I could just give these guys exactly what they want, almost. Palkinen, come on, man. There. I don't want to give you 750k, goddamn. Corey Hirsch rejected, but we will try and talk him up a little bit as a third string goalie option. And let's advance. I should accept most of those guys, I hope. I think most of them accepted. I think I saw the rejection. No. Yeah, it was Palkinen again. Palkinen, let's give you the max AHL contract. I wouldn't mind keeping Holler around in a sense, because our defensive core right now, Shvela, Wesley, Chason, Malik, Kravchuk, Bouchard, Godinyak, and Holler would be both depths. So I think actually we will let go of Holler. Doesn't make sense to keep him around as a depth option. I don't know if he's good enough to be, or he's maybe too good to be a depth option for us. He's listed as a top 6D man, and maybe he'll be okay to be a depth defender. Actually, we'd have 2 depth defenders that way. So yeah, we're gonna let go of Holler, just because there's no point bringing him back. And let's see if Palkinen accepts that contract that we just gave him. There you go. Perfect. So we are ready to go, I think. Let's just give King a 2-way deal because he'll accept that easily. Okay, so what do we got for forwards right now? We might have too much players. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 is Grimson. Okay, that's actually not bad. We just maybe need 1 depth forward or something like that, or unless we want to bring in an actual roster player. We're good goalie-wise, and we're good defensively. Yeah, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, so we need 1 more depth forward, I think, and that's pretty much all we need. Unless we want to just bring in a big-name free agent again just to be funny and try and win another Stanley Cup, but that might make us worse. The AHL head coach didn't resign, which is interesting. Okay, let's get to this free agency stage. This is our final free agency of this franchise mode. Wow, Peter Forsberg is probably an RFA, right? Oh, UFA, wow. Peter Forsberg, hidden free agency, huh? Who is he wanting to resign with? Well, he's looking like he's going to go to Washington at 95 overall. Damn. Sweden just lost its best player for sure. Or Colorado lost his best player. What the heck? Why did Colorado just let him walk? There's no cap space. Like you could re-sign anybody you want. You have the cap. And you're not going to bring back Peter Forsberg. That one is very questionable. I thought that he was with the Sweden team that I made, but goddamn. Steve Yzerman is also a free agent. There's some actually real big names. Wow. I could sign a big name, but I don't want to make this really unrealistic. I like making it kind of realistic, so we should probably just sign a depth forward and not sign any big name. Dave Anderchuk. Where has he been playing still? Still New Jersey, huh? Looking for that Stanley Cup, isn't he? Who do we want to bring into Hartford? Probably just bringing in depth forward, to be honest, just to make it more realistic. Like maybe Craig Johnson. Yeah, Craig Johnson honestly might be the better option for this type of team. Because I don't want to sign anybody too unrealistic. We'll see where a lot of these guys sign free agency-wise, though, because it looks like it's a pretty good free agent pool. Pat Flatley, but he's 36. Korolyuk, he's only 24. You know what? I might go for Alexander Korolyuk. He had 7 points in 14 games as a depth option last year, 27 points in the regular season the year before, 34 the year before that. Never played in the playoffs. Yeah, you know what? We're going to sign Korolyuk as our depth option. He's relatively cheap. He's a young guy. Might as well. And then I think that's all we need. Phil Housley's also testing free agency this year, so yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see where a lot of these guys sign. I am very intrigued. And goalie-wise, Ron Hextall is the best. Mike Dunham. John Van Beesbrook's also up there. Damn. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see where a lot of those guys sign. So we should be able to easily get Korolyuk, and then our roster is pretty much set in stone since it's pretty much the same roster as last year. So you guys can let me know if there's any trades we want to be making to upgrade any specific spots once I show you guys the lines at the start of the season. But Korolyuk accepts as I expected. Let's sim up to the end of the month and see where a lot of those big name free agents sign, because I'm very intrigued to see if Peter Forsberg signs with Washington, because if he signs there, he's going to be playing with like probably Peter Bondra, which is probably going to be a dynamic duo, because when you think about it, Bondra was a really good goal scorer. Forsberg was A good goal scorer as well, but he also was primarily a playmaker, I would say, in terms of picking up points. But he is more of like a power forward kind of guy. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if Washington does sign him. I'm also intrigued to see where Steve Yzerman goes, if he resigns back in Detroit or if he finds like a different team completely to sign with. Okay, and yeah, we're not going to be making any trades and stuff like that this offseason. We're just going to wait till the season if you guys think there's anything we should be doing and whatnot. Okay, let's take a look at those free agent signings. We're already 20 minutes into this episode, so we're making some pretty decent time. Let's take a look at those signings. Actually, some trades just in case you guys want to take a look at the trades that are happening this offseason. Jason Morley getting traded to Ottawa is one of them. Jyrki Lume and Bob Rouse going to Montreal. Lance Pitlick to Phoenix. Andrei Tarasenko to Dallas. Signing-wise, any big-name signings that we want to mention. But if you guys see anything interesting, you could also let me know in the comments. And yeah, let's see if there's any big signings. Anything that is just going to make me go like, what the heck is this? So far, some basic signings, a lot of physical players and bottom six type of guys, so nothing too intriguing. Jay Pandolfo in St. Louis, interesting. He left New Jersey already. Kirk Maltby signs with Pittsburgh. It's kind of funny considering he won the Cup against Pittsburgh in his final season in the NHL, I think. What else we got here? Aaron Ward in Ottawa. Isn't he from like around here? I think so. Rick Tabarachi signs with Washington. I think he actually played for Washington in the earlier 90s, so that's kind of cool. What else we got here? Kelly Rudy signs in Buffalo. Interesting. Bob Probert signs with Montreal. So that's kind of interesting to see Bob Probert sign with the Montreal Canadiens. Mark Bergevin in Washington. Gary Galley also in Washington. Kirk McLean signs with the Devils. I think he played with the Devils before the Canucks, so that's cool. Dave Reed signs with Colorado, which is kind of cool considering he did also play for Colorado, I think, around this point in time. Actually, no, it was in 2001, or yeah, it was around this point in time because it was when Colorado won the Cup in 2001 that he was with them, I'm pretty sure. So that's kind of neat. Chris Draper signs with New Jersey, so he leaves Detroit. Anything else that I want to note? Ray Shepard signs with Colorado on a 4-year deal, so there's your replacement for Peter Forsberg, probably. Bill Ranford signs with Ottawa. Anson Carter resigns in Boston on a 5-year deal. And it looks like Sweden is gonna, or North America is gonna retain Martin Biron, as Sweden tried to offer sheet them. Jason York in Calgary, okay. Where are those big names? Dale Hunter signs with Los Angeles. Roman Turek in Florida. Brian Savage with the Rangers. Same with Darren McCarty. Johan Garpenlov goes to Czech Republic. Tony Lidman resigns in Finland on a 6-year deal. Hedberg goes to Philadelphia. Mike Keane to Vancouver. Pat Verbeek to Florida. Ken Danico signs with Toronto. It's a good signing. Steve Thomas with the Islanders again. Mike Dunham in Los Angeles. Brett Hedkin to Pittsburgh. Kovalenko to San Jose. Greg Adams to St. Louis. Dino Ciccarelli goes to Calgary. That's an interesting one. Chris Chelios signs a 1-year deal in Finland after he was playing with the Vancouver Canucks when we beat them in the Stanley Cup Finals, but he was injured. Skrudland, Van Beesbroek both signed in Vancouver. I think Van Beesbroek re-signs back there. Skrudland, I think, is a new signing. Kiprusoff was matched in his offer sheet by Sweden as Chicago tried to get him. Kovalev signs in New Jersey. That's an interesting one. Jason Smith in Czech Republic. Kasparaitis signs a 7-year deal with Chicago. That is a weird one, but it kind of makes sense because Chicago was a physical team in the 90s. Ron Hextall signs in Detroit. Cliff Ronning in Ottawa. Phil Housley signs only a 1-year deal, but with the Dallas Stars. Steve Yzerman goes to the Phoenix Coyotes. D. Slayer is going to like that, because he was with Detroit, obviously, for all those years, and then he goes to Phoenix. That's kind of cool. And Peter Forsberg does re-sign in Colorado on a 7-year deal. So despite him going to free agency as a UFA, Colorado sticks with it, and they managed to get him back, which is good for them, because to let him go that early into his career would have been kind of detrimental, and that team is probably going to look pretty gross with that. Steve Sullivan re-signs also in Toronto. Interesting. So we're not going to look at the next month of free agent signings, considering it's probably going to be a bunch of enforcers and stuff signing, but Pretty interesting first month of free agency. Kind of neat to see Steve Yzerman sign in Phoenix, and then good to see that Forsberg re-signed with Colorado, because if they would have let him go when he was 25, that would have been really not that good. Imagine if they did that in real life. Then they would not have won a Stanley Cup in 01 for sure. But that team might be poised to win a Stanley Cup in his final season, to be honest. So, there is that. Probably also in the next episode, I'll quickly skim through all the team rosters again, just so you guys can kind of see what the setup is for every team in the league in this last season that we're going to be doing. But first, we need to take a look at our lines for this last season. So let's see who's scratched currently. Bouchard and Korolyuk, that's okay-ish, but I am going to take Godinuk out of the lineup for Bouchard, because Bouchard was better of the two in the playoffs. So let's see what we got this setup like. So let's go with, a lot of these guys are dropping off because of age, it seems like, which is unfortunate. Trying to go for the best line combinations as possible here. Maybe Emerson up here. Okay, there we go. That's going to work probably pretty well. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so that's what our roster is going to look like. So Sanderson, Castles, and Hull, Emerson, Primo, Stevens, Cron, O'Neill, Dineen, and a fourth line of Rice, Manderville, and Arvidsson. Defensively, looks good almost already on its own. Yeah, Wesley and Shvela, Chason and Malik, and then Kravchuk and Bouchard. Goalie-wise, Burke and Jagera, who's actually better than Burke now. Burke is dropping off. He's close to retirement, I guess, already. His potential dropped. But Jay Jagera might get more starts this year. And then we got Korolyuk and Godinuk, which means I should call up one more depth forward from the AHL if there is another one down there, which there should be. Yep, Grimson. We'll call up Stu Grimson as our extra player, just because Stu Grimson being an enforcer, he might as well be a bench option instead. And then we will, have Corey Hirsch as a goalie down there, and then Tikhonov will be the backup lows there just in case we have to make a call-up. But we do have some good prospects down there to get a chance to play, like Ola Holmstrom, who we just drafted, so that's good. Shrimp as well is getting a chance to play down there, as well as, who's the other one that we just drafted? I don't know. But Ramsey's up to a 65, that low top four, so that's actually kind of intriguing. So AHL's getting some good growth. Okay, so that's good. Let me just make sure our special teams are set up. Yeah, they also actually look good chemistry-wise, so yeah, our team is going to look good pretty much for this upcoming season. So I probably will end up pre-recording next episode as well, just because I'm going to try and record the rest of the series as a whole. But yeah, I think our team definitely has a chance to we're definitely going to make the playoffs, I think, this season again. But the question is if we're going to make it another Stanley Cup Finals appearance and win another Stanley Cup. Because a lot of these guys are getting older, so a lot of them might end up dropping off throughout the season. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this final off-season of our Hartford Whalers franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the final season simulation. And yeah, hopefully this team can win a second straight Stanley Cup. If not, hopefully we just have a good season simulation and see a lot of fun stats that happen in this last season. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.